Good evening, good evening, good evening. This is Dr. Betty Smith, Medical Director for Akana, and welcome to Product Overview with the Wellness Experts. So tonight we are going to discuss CBD. Let's get into some of the nitty-gritty about CBD, because I think it's really important for everybody to have a working knowledge of CBD, what it is, how it works, and some of the other intricacies, how it differs from THC, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So as per usual, I've got a cute little video for you all. This is Dr. what's her name? Rachel Knox. And I really, really love her presentation. She's a medical doctor, and she really goes into depth about CBD. So I want to show you guys that video. And then there's one other really short one that I found about CBD's effect on children with autism. So let's get it moving. And let me see, I'm going to turn my camera off. I'm going to share the video. Let me know that you guys can hear it. Here we go.
No sound, Dr. Betty.
No sound. Hold on.
Okay. Can you guys?
Okay. No sound. Yeah. Okay, let me stop. I must have missed a step somewhere. Okay, I'm gonna share. That's not it. Uh-oh, where'd it go? Uh-oh. Fiddlesticks. Where'd it go? Okay, let me go in here. Let me go in there. I'll go there. Oh, no. No. One. Okay, I'm gonna stop that share. Where's the record thing at? Recording. I'm gonna pause it. And then I am going to share, because that's what happened. And now it's okay. I don't see anything that asked me about the audio. So let me just. Can you all
I can
hear?
tell you a secret. And it's a secret that's been well kept.
Can you
for
hear
almost
it?
30 years. And I want to start by sharing
Yes.
a quick story
Yes.
about a revolutionary
Awesome.
named Jill. So let's watch.
Hello, my name is Jill, and I have Parkinson's disease. I'm taking my Parkinson prescription medication this morning, and this is how it helps, and it doesn't. This is my oil, cannabis oil, and I'm just going to spread it on a biscuit like that. Been 20 minutes since I've had that butter and the biscuit, and I feel wonderful. No shame, no doubt.
If you're contemplating treating yourself to a unique travel experience, consider the Galapagos Islands.
All right, so we're all happy Jill got better, right? But you're probably wondering, how is that possible? How is it possible that her well-researched, FDA-approved drugs aren't working for her, but something else is? It's because there's a secret system in your body that no one is talking about. Now we know these systems really well, right? They're taught in every health, anatomy, and physiology class between elementary and high school and medical school. Do you guys know these? Yeah, we have our circulatory and our pulmonary systems, our skeletal and muscular systems, just to name a few. And we all know about our nervous system, which we once thought controlled them all. But today I'm going to talk to you about this system. It's a system totally unlike, supreme to, and in control of all the rest. And it was completely left out of every single medical textbook I read, despite its discovery 27 years ago. Right? I'm not making this up. This is for real. So since it's not in the textbook, I'm going to share it with you today. I'm going to share with you the real science and the real history of this system and how you can use it to take control of your health. But before I do, I want to share my story. So when I was a kid, I wanted to become a doctor like my parents. But as medical school approached and my parents reflected on the changing medical field, my mom encouraged me to do something different with medicine. So I pursued a dual degree in medicine and business to become a doctor entrepreneur, because we entrepreneurs, we can change the world with our ideas. And I wanted to become a world-changing doctor. Can't you tell? Yes, with that notion, I was eager and energized to learn. But what I learned deflated me. Because for me, the salient lesson from medical and business school was that big medicine is a big bureaucracy and paradoxical to health. It was a heavy, really weighty ethical dilemma that forced me to confront the dichotomy between wanting to become a healer, but becoming a drug pusher. I was training into a system pretty blasé and disinterested in addressing the root cause of disease and driven by patent medicine. This is not what I signed up for. And I was this close, literally, from walking away from medicine. But I found a family medicine program with an integrative medicine track, and that provided me a lens into ancient healing practices. Now, we benefit tremendously from the advancing technologies and innovations of today's medicine. But what I found was that people used to be great at healing themselves and others, and doing so with natural substances and simple practices like herbs and acupuncture and yoga and meditation and more. This wasn't witchcraft or voodoo, right? It wasn't then and it's not today. These healers knew what worked and they had sound theories as to why. They just lacked the science. They lacked a biophysical model demonstrating how, and it was hidden in the secret system all along. Are you guys ready to know what it is? All right, so we're gonna start with a word clue. Can anybody pronounce this word? Okay, well, let's do it together. So for the benefit of the group, let's sound it out. Ready? Endo, can, nabinoid. Endo, can, nabinoid. Endo, can. Louder, Portland. Endo, can, nabinoid. Endo, can. Masterful. Yes, thank you. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, this secret system is what's known as the endocannabinoid system, or ECS for short. So if I say that, you know what I mean. And now we get to really nerd out as I explain what it is and how it works. So the endocannabinoid system resides within all animals except the insect. It's a 600 million-year-old messenger and receptor system integral to homeostasis, or the management of balance within your body. From embryonic development to immunosurveillance, there is not a single function in your bodies that is not somehow influenced or modulated by the ECS. You can think of it as a switchboard functioning in and across all physiologic processes and organs, acting and reacting to internal and external stimuli to direct, correct, and overall manage your health. So although a gross simplification, the endocannabinoid system can be broken down into four core components. First up, we have the cannabinoid receptors, like CB1 and CB2 and counting. Next, we have the ligands that bind to those receptors and initiate an action called endocannabinoids, or body-made cannabinoids, like anandamide and 2-AG. And we have the synthesizing enzymes that make these endocannabinoids on demand when they're needed, and the degradative enzymes that break them down after they're used. And it works through something called retrograde signaling. So illustrated in this diagram is the route of an endocannabinoid that's made in a postsynaptic neuron in response to neurotransmitter stimulation. It then travels backwards or retrograde across the synapse, where it binds to a cannabinoid receptor on the presynaptic membrane to initiate an action, in this case, blocking the release of neurotransmitter. So let me break it down a little bit simpler. It's an analogy. Yeah. So let's say the endocannabinoid system is your dormitory or your apartment building, and your neighbor across the hall is making a lot of noise and they're getting really loud. You just walk across the hall and you politely ask them to turn the volume down. So you can imagine how important this function is when cells are sending signals of stress, pain, or inflammation. Like your noisy neighbor, these processes need to be checked. And it's through this mechanism that the endocannabinoid system checks these processes back into balance so that your body can relax, remember to eat, fall asleep, forget traumatic experiences, and protect itself along with a host of other mediating and restorative processes. The endocannabinoid system keeps your body in balance. Now, up to now, you guys probably thought the brain was the boss, right? We all did, but the brain's not the boss. The endocannabinoid system is, and we had it wrong. So with all that said, you guys might be confused why this really awesome system was kept secret for so long. Well, I'd say that it probably has something to do with the plant that they used to discover it. So back in the 80s, researchers wanted to know how THC worked. And THC is a plant-made cannabinoid or phytocannabinoid found in cannabis. And it's responsible for the intoxicating and euphorogenic properties that cannabis is so infamous for. And using radio-tagged THC, the endocannabinoid system was discovered as THC locked into and unveiled this extensive receptor network concentrated throughout the brain and throughout the rest of the body. And THC did this because they found out it's a direct analog or mimicker of our own endocannabinoid anandamide. And as an aside, anandamide, also known as the bliss molecule, it's what's really responsible for the runner's high, not endorphins, right? So if any of you have ever experienced the euphoria that's come with exercising, that's your endocannabinoid system, that's anandamide. And we're finding more each day about over 100 other phytocannabinoids found in cannabis and other plants that mimic our endocannabinoids and have the potential to supplement or modulate the endocannabinoid system in therapeutic and healing ways. So this is where we're at. We have this incredibly mind-blowing system, and we have this plant, y'all, a plant that works on this system in therapeutic and healing ways. So what I really hope you're wondering right now is what's wrong with that? All right, well, the answer lies within the annals of American medical history, starting with two guys who really wanted to sell a lot of prescription drugs. And in their heyday, at the turn of the 20th century, American medicine was based on homeopathy and herbal medicine, and naturopaths and chiropractors weren't getting down with patent drugs. So with the millions of dollars in their pocketbook, a document called the Flexner Report, and the full force of state governments, American medical training was consolidated and standardized in accordance with pharmaceutical drug science to the exclusion of holistic care practices, natural substances, and remedies and natural cures.
So if you've been following my channel for a long time, then you might know that budgeting is the #1 tool that helped me pay off a $35,000.
And this created a system that made patentable pharmaceutical drugs that treated symptoms easy to sell, and that made natural holistic care and practices and unpatentable plant medicine like cannabis fringe, quackery, and illegal. What's surprising the most is that US physicians prescribed cannabis routinely to their patients well into the 20th century. Cannabis was once a top 3 most commonly prescribed medicines, dwindling out of use due to heavy taxation, the prosecution of the doctors who prescribed it, and finally, it being written out of the American Pharmacopoeia in 1942. You see, big business wrote my textbook. And I can only speculate that the endocannabinoid system was kept secret for so long because its science validated the use of unpatentable plant medicine like cannabis and other natural practices. But the pharmaceutical industry wasn't the only big business disrupting the once free market of health. We Americans spend multiples of billions of dollars annually on unhealthy and low quality foods, in addition to the prescription drugs we reflexively depend upon, both of which are directly linked to endocannabinoid system dysfunction, which we now know is the precipitant to most chronic diseases. And as a result, Americans are getting sicker and sicker, riding round and round on a Ferris wheel of big interests that we pay to ride. That doesn't make any sense. We're outsourcing the responsibility of our health to the bigs, and they're cashing in at our expense. Staying on this ride is a losing battle. But this can be the path if we reimagine our future. And in this future, all we need is love. Yeah. But the type of love that I'm talking about is self-love. Because in the battle with the bigs, self-love is the revolution of one. Not until we start taking good care of ourselves do we opt out of the big business of disease. And the revolution of one is you choosing to live in balance, and the endocannabinoid system is your on-ramp. Now, as powerful and resilient as the endocannabinoid system is, it is not immune to aging or the assaults of modern living, like those unhealthy foods, on chronic use of prescription drugs, environmental pollutants and toxins, emotional stress, and how all of those things interplay on our genetics. Now, I just listed the top 5 contributors to ECS dysfunction and disease, and they should be avoided. But caring for yourself and your endocannabinoid system requires a bit of understanding of what nurtures it and what restores it. And here are your tools. Eat real food because it provides the body with what it needs for healthy cells and the raw materials for building those endocannabinoids. Supplement with adaptogenic herbs and spices because they soothe and tone the endocannabinoid system, aiding in balance restoration. Detox because it cleanses the body. It reduces inflammation and rids it of harmful toxins that abet endocannabinoid system dysfunction. Incorporate phytocannabinoids and cannabinoid practices. Phytocannabinoids like CBD and THC, when taken as whole plant cannabis, have shown helpful in diseases of endocannabinoid system dysfunction and wellness overall. And cannabinoid practices, I know that's another fancy word, like sleeping and exercise, yoga and meditation, deep breathing and prayer, soothe and tone the endocannabinoid system as though they were supplements themselves. And lastly, maintain healthy relationships. The effects of personal relationships across work, home, your social settings affect endocannabinoid system tone. And y'all create reasons to smile and hug often, because as it turns out, smiling and hugging part and parcel with healthy relationships triggers the release of your endocannabinoid anandamide, the bliss molecule. Now, as we're nearing the end of my talk, I know I've given you a mouthful of information and it might be a little overwhelming, but I really hope it piqued your curiosity and maybe sparked some inspiration as it did for me. And I and my family have been so compelled by the physiology of the endocannabinoid system and the care it requires that we're pioneering the nascent fields of endocannabinology and cannabinoid medicine with many other scientists and clinicians worldwide. This is our calling. And affecting systemic change with this system is what gets us up and going every morning. And we're not going to stop until this information is in the textbook. Are you with me, Portland? Right? I mean, this is life-changing information. Yes. So I encourage us all to learn from our past and reimagine our future with this system. Because the secret to balanced health resides in the science and total care of the endocannabinoid system. And I can tell you, like we tell our patients, that getting started is a lot simpler than you think. You just have to choose one. And you too can be a revolutionary like Jill. Thank you.
Okay. All right, guys, how was that? Hold on, I gotta lock the door. No, no, no. No, no. Uh-uh. Where
Want
is
to
it?
see something cool? Yeah. In my right hand, I am holding a tiny little paper ketchup cup. This tiny little paper ketchup cup, what most people don't know is that less than 1% of these ketchup cups ever reach their full potential. And that
Okay. All right, guys. So I'm going to just go on into the next little video that I was telling you about the ADHD. Oh no, autism. Okay. You all hear me?
We hear you
Yes,
fine.
yes, Dr. Betty.
Cool.
Like I
Yeah,
said,
we
might
hear
leave.
you, Dr. Betty.
Here we go.
Just CBD shops popping up all over the Bay Area. It's all the rage. Many say it gives the medical benefits of marijuana without the high and without a prescription. But some doctors are not convinced. Kate on your side, John Rogers, went to find out if CBD is a cure or a con.
Dr. Betty, we're not seeing the
Live in
video.
Sarasota with his story.
Okay, hold on. Why not? Go back there. We did a share video. And where were we? Let's share it.
You may have noticed CBD
Can you hear it
shops
now?
popping up
Can you
all
see
over
it
the Bay
now?
Area.
Yes,
All the
it's
rage.
fine. Thank
Many
you.
say it
Okay.
gives the medical benefits of marijuana without the high and without a prescription. But some doctors are not convinced. Kate on your side, John Rogers, went to find out if CBD is a cure or a con. And John is joining us now live in Sarasota with his story.
Hey there, Keith. Good evening, too, and welcome to Second and C here in Sarasota. This is one of the many CBD shops that's popping up all throughout the area. And in shops like this one, you can find CBD in many items, cooking oil, gummies, even food. And so a lot of people swear by this stuff, but is it safe? When Clara French was born 4 years ago, her mother noticed something was different. Doctors soon discovered Clara has autism and is nonverbal.
I spent a lot of time crying and wondering what her future would be like. Would she ever talk to me? Would I ever hear her say, "I love you, Mom"?
Nikki was desperate to help treat Claire's autism symptoms. A doctor suggested she research CBD oil, and soon everything changed.
Tons of vocalization, new words every day, phrases.
Nikki gives her 0.5 milliliters twice a day.
What color?
Months later, Clara has become a different person.
It's everything I could have ever dreamed of for her.
So, what is CBD? Let's explain. CBD, or cannabidiol, is derived from cannabis. When many think of cannabis, they think of marijuana, which can make people high. That occurs because marijuana has high levels of a molecule called THC. Well, CBD is extracted from cannabis plants and has low levels of THC. Because of this, experts say CBD provides the medicinal benefits of marijuana without getting you high. CBD is used in the treatment of many ailments, including epilepsy.
So CBD can reduce muscle spasm. It can reduce other types of pain as well. We can also use CBD to reduce anxiety.
It has exploded in popularity, and CBD is more than just oils. It's being infused into many different foods. Like here, inside the Glenn Family Bakery.
The CBD itself really looks like baking powder.
Customers of all ages purchase her CBD treats for anxiety, inflammation, or sleep problems.
And it's nice to have a little treat or something other than the typical, oil under the tongue.
Like I said, 7 different flavors.
Susan Scherer owns Heavenly Hash, which makes CBD infused ice cream.
I would say it's more of a medical frozen dessert.
Her medical frozen dessert can help people with pain issues, but she doesn't make definitive medical claims.
These are what people are anecdotally feeling as a result.
CBD supplements are not tested, approved, or regulated by the FDA. Some are skeptical of it.
Now, CBD oil is a drug.
Some of Dr. Stephen Harlan's patients have had negative side effects from too much CBD.
As the dose increases, you start to see things like nausea, vomiting, bloating.
Dr. Harlan worries people can gorge themselves on too much CBD-infused foods. There's also very little known about CBD's impact on pregnant women. The FDA has expressed concerns too, saying this deceptive marketing of unproven treatments raises significant public health concerns. Researchers say more work needs to be done to learn the long-term impact.
Just because the FDA hasn't approved it, doesn't mean that it can't be useful or used in a safe way.
Do you want to play?
Nikki French is a believer. She's going to keep giving Clara CBD, hoping one day she can have a normal life.
I don't worry as much anymore. It's not a burden like it used to be.
So, is CBD a cure or a con? Depends on who you ask, but the best thing you can do is to talk to your doctor. Keith?
Well, it seems to be working for Clara, and what a cute little girl she is. We wish her all the best. And I saw you sampling some of these items. I guess some people may be curious about CBD when it's infused into the foods. Does it have an aftertaste, or what's that like?
I gotta admit, Keith, everything I ate was delicious. There was never an aftertaste. And with everything I had, I followed the recommended dosage, so I never felt sick. And I gotta add, when I had that heavenly hash ice cream, I was actually having a really stressful day, and I really felt like it calmed my nerves. I was really relaxed, and it was incredibly delicious.
Well, there you go. Jen says a brownie alone will do that for her.
That's-
CBD infused.
Okay, guys. That was interesting, wasn't it? Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed those two videos. Now, I had some other stuff to show you, but I can't quite get it together. So we're gonna have our discussion. Are there any new guests on the line?
Yes, there is. Saul
Oh.
Alexander, Little Rock, Arkansas.
Hey, Saul, how are you? Welcome.
I'm doing well, thank you.
Great. So, Saul, have you attended any of the presentations on for Akana?
Yes, I've looked at several presentations, and I'm planning on attending the conference coming up in August in Chicago.
Oh, great.
I will be there.
Awesome. Awesome. So you get to see the spa, the soul massage spa and infrared sauna
Yes,
and the headquarters, the whole 9 yards. Awesome.
yes, yes.
So are
yes.
you a new distributor, Saul?
Well, what I'm going to do is my plan is I'm looking to come on with I guess what is it, the $1,500 pack or something? I'm not so sure.
Nice. Okay.
That's my plan, and so
Okay.
I follow through with it.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
just
So we have some new who introduced you?
Kiara Stark. She's an awesome leader. She's here in Little Rock. We work together, and
Okay.
she has been coaching me along, and so I'm excited about it. I really am.
Wonderful.
Very excited.
So before you make your decision, we have some new Christmas in July packs coming out related to the Black Card membership and that kind of thing. So be sure you get the skinny on that new product before you make your decision, okay?
Yes, ma'am. I certainly will.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, guys. So were those two videos helpful?
Pretty awesome.
Good. Are there any questions about what you heard? So everybody is totally clear on CBD, the endocannabinoid system and the cannabinoids, right?
Well, they just confirmed what we've already learned. So, yeah.
Exactly. Okay, cool. All right. Well, I just
It
wanted
was nice to have that refresher, though. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, it did bring up some points that we might have forgotten.
Absolutely, it did.
Yep, refreshers are always good because we've got so much stuff going on, new products and what have you. And our focus has really been more on flat belly lifestyle and the elevation experience and that kind of thing. And the CBD has kind of been overshadowed by all of those new products, as well as and yeah, just our focus on them. So I thought it would be good to bring this back to the forefront, because we are still very, very committed to introducing people to CBD and sharing that information with them, so that that can be included in the quest for a higher level of wellness, more balance, more homeostasis and that kind of thing. And then with our Flat Belly Lifestyle Cleanse, after the cleansing and the detoxification, the CBD is going to work so much better. Oh my gosh. People will need less to get the same results, because now you've got
Can you hear me?
yeah,
On
a cleansed system, and that can take in the benefits of the CBD and distribute it throughout the body more easily, without the hindrance of excess mucus and the parasites and the crud in the digestive system, as well as all of the extra toxins and what have you floating around in the bloodstream. So it's a win-win situation. Okay, so let me just give you guys, let me see what's in the chat. Great video, yeah. Wanted to be reminded to speak on testing water. Thanks, Royal. Okay. So Royal, can you put that information in the chat? So guys, Royal remember last week when we ended, we talked about the ability to test your water. Oh, here's the storm, Shirley. The ability to test your water. So Royal has a connection related to testing your water. So Royal, can you put it in the chat? Is she still here?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, there you are. Okay. Can you put it
All right.
in the chat for people, for everybody?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Okay, guys. So now I found some other stuff on water that I'm gonna throw in at probably next week, because we're running out of time, but it was very, very interesting and I wanted to share it with you guys. But okay, so let us just do a few products, okay? Let me see if I can do that. I was trying to do a little PowerPoint thing, but never got to that. So I'm just going to give you. Excuse me 1 minute, guys. This might be an important call. I'm sorry, guys. That was my sister checking on me. Okay, so yeah. So let me do that. Let me pull up some product here. Let me share my screen. So now, does everybody know that in our app, you can actually go to resources and find the various products, many of the various products that we utilize, with some explanations next to them. Is everybody familiar with that?
Yes, and especially I like it when they're updating them. They have been
Yes.
updated. They haven't been updated in a minute. So,
Well, we've been busy with,
but I know with
we'll
everything
get
else.
to it. Yeah. Yeah.
But
We'll
it
get to
really
it.
is nice because it's nice to print them out and actually send them as, and I do it. I use them, print them, and make it a part of a thank you note to clients from time to time.
Nice. Nice. Does everybody else know how to get here in the app? Whoa. Okay, we're gonna move this right along. It's thunder and storming here.
Dr. Betty,
Yes, I'm
I
listening.
actually, I accidentally sent it to you and now I can't get back to everyone. So,
How did you, in the chat?
well, yeah, because the previous message, I sent it to you.
Last week, you mean?
No, the one reminding you as
Oh,
you
just
wanted.
now. Okay.
No, but
So
I'm
now
trying
you
to get everyone, so I see that it went to you. I don't know how to
okay,
fix
hold
that.
on, let me look.
I'm gonna try to figure it out. Hmm.
Okay. So
Roya, in the chat, you have to go and say everyone.
yeah.
Okay, all right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Can you
Do it
do that,
again now.
Royal? You can do it?
Yeah, I'm trying to do it again now. Okay, while
Okay,
we got
cool.
time.
Okay, where was I? I was trying to show you guys.
Oh.
Uh-oh. No, I'm sharing my screen here. No.
Oops.
Oh, there, because oh, that's not what I want though. Here we go. Okay, so that is one. Okay, we've got our power water soluble CBD. Is everybody familiar with that? Oops.
Yes.
Okay, Saul, are you?
No, I'm not familiar with it.
Okay. This is interactive.
Okay.
Because I like to know if people need more explanation, if they know or they don't know. And here, there are no silly or stupid questions. If you need further explanation or want to know something, you can just unmute yourself or raise your hand and we will handle that.
Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you.
That's the whole point to this. Okay, so let me try to, and FYI, I'm a novice at this. So that's why I'm bumbling around in here. But I'm learning. Okay, so I'm going to put this down here. There we go. And let me see if I can do this in the presentation slide. Slideshow. No, presentate. Where is that? Where is that? Help me. Help me, you all. Help me, help me. Where is that thing? The little presentation doohickey. View, picture format. Oh, let me try slideshow. Forget about it. There. Okay, guys. So this is our power water soluble CBD, and this is a full spectrum CBD. And full spectrum again means that there are all of the cannabinoids in there, and including THC. However, what makes it legal for us to sell without a prescription is that there is the legal limit of CBD, THC, which is 0.03%. And that is included. Now, what makes the full spectrum great is that you get the benefit of all of the cannabinoids, the CBN, CBG, CBC, as well as the THC and the other about 100 cannabinoids that have been discovered up to this point. And so you get a full spectrum experience, and you actually get what is called the entourage effect. So with this water soluble CBD, the molecules have been broken down using a nanotechnology and rendering the CBD water soluble because, usually the CBD oil, of course, does not mix with water. And so that is really why it's best, the tincture is best utilized putting it under your tongue. Well, this water soluble can be mixed into water or your juice or your salad dressing or any food or beverage that you are going to ingest. You can actually just put the drops of CBD in there and voila, you have your infused beverage or food, and it is going to offer you the same benefits as if you had used the tincture. But in fact, it's actually going to get into your system a little bit sooner. The full spectrum CBD actually is a 500 milligram product, and that means that each drop each drop has approximately 1.67 milligrams in each drop. As recommended with all of our CBD products, we recommend that you start low and slow because the body does not need a whole lot of CBD to be effective. And therefore, you want to, again, start low and slow so you can kind of ease into it. You don't want to overpower the system with CBD and waste your product and your money, because if you start low and slow, you can see how your body responds to the CBD, and you can increase your dosage as needed every several days once you see where you are in relation to reaching your sweet spot, which would be being pain-free or some of your symptoms being abated, decreased inflammation. Many people see effects on their health, such as their blood sugar normalizing, their blood pressure decreasing gradually, digestive problems being abated, anxiety and anxiety being relieved, and a number of other things, sleep problems being remedied. So it's varied among there as many health benefits as there are people to exhibit those benefits. And because we're all individuals and we have individual needs, each person's experience will vary. And so that is why we, again, recommend that you start low and slow, 3 drops twice a day. And then in 3 to 4 days, check to see where you are. If you're at your sweet spot, which is, again, the the relieving of whatever symptoms or dysfunctions that you were experiencing. And if you're not there, then you can increase your dosage by 2 to 3 drops each time, and do that for several more days and see how you're feeling, whether you've again reached your sweet spot or not. So if you have any further questions about that, check with your upline. And if need be, we can do a further Zoom on things like dosing. We've done that before, but we could do it again because we have new people coming in all the time, and that is the function of doing this product overview. So everybody can learn more about it and see what it is they need to learn more about, and so that we can accommodate you with that. Okay, so that is our water soluble. What time is it? What time is it? Oh,
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock on the dot.
All right. Well, guys,
Thank you, Dr. Betty.
we're gonna delay the rest of this until next week. Saul, if you have have you done certification?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay. All right. So certification also covers more about CBD. Please ask Kiara to share with you some of the videos and information, and if need be, again, we can do further education on this.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Dr. Betty.
All you have to do is holler.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Well, guys, thanks a lot for participating, for attending. I appreciate you guys much. I'm going to stop my share, and I'm sure the illustrious Dr. Roz is here somewhere. I hope it's not storming badly there. I don't see Dr. Roz. Yoo-hoo. Let me stop the recording. I don't see her. Okay, well, I'm just gonna keep going then. She'll pop in. I'll tell you all about Hemp MD. How about that? Yes, no, maybe so. You know I'm interactive, guys.
Yes.
Got to tell me what you want to do. Okay, let me see. Recording wasn't stopped. Okay. Anyway, she'll edit that part out, I hope. Anyway, let me see, where was I? Let me see if I can share it again. Okay, so Hemp MD is our the highest, the top of the line in terms of our CBD products, and it is full spectrum, and there are actually 900 milligrams in the bottle, and that gives you roughly 3 times 3, 9, no. Yeah, about 9 milligrams per drop. That might not be right. Let me, hold on. I haven't said this in a minute. Tell you right now. Uh-oh. So, okay, it's 3 milligrams per drop. That's what it is. And yeah, so it is again the highest dosage in terms of milligrams of our CBD, and it is a tincture, it is an oil. And so it would be placed under the tongue and held for 60 seconds to get the properties of the CBD into your bloodstream quickly within about 5 to 20 minutes or so. Okay, so the Hemp MD, excuse me, has 2 things in it. It's got the organic cannabis sativa CBD oil, and it's got organic hemp seed oil, and that is it. And so this would be utilized for people that have really chronic conditions, chronic pain, uh, uh, even digestive problems, maybe things like IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's disease, and fibromyalgia, and those kinds of things. The various arthritises that are hard to control the pain and the inflammation, those kinds of things. So this is great for that. And then again, you would do 3 drops, just like the others, 3 drops twice a day under the tongue, and you hold it for 30 to 60 seconds before you swallow. I usually just hold um the CBD in my mouth and just go on doing what I'm doing. And then when I think about it, I swallow. And many times, most of it has pretty much absorbed, which is great because, again, you get the effects pretty much right away. Okay, there's a water soluble. Let me see. How do I get out of there? I don't know. I don't know where I am. Okay. Okay. And then we have our Hempranium. I'm gonna go here for that. See if I can find that there. We have our Hempranium. Okay, so what I'm gonna show you here, this is gonna be our pure nano Hempranium. And it is exactly the same as the, I get this bigger. Whoops, that's really big, huh? Uh-oh. But that was not the right thing to do. Oops. I don't know how I get lost up in here. I have to stop for a minute. Okay, let me try it again. Okay, try this again. Are you there, Dr. Roz? See, they might be having problems with the rain, the storm. Okay, so at any rate. Oh, fiddlesticks. Anyway, I'm just gonna talk while I'm trying to figure this out. So that was the pure hempranium, which is actually, I want to, is it 300? Yep, it's 300 milligrams of CBD, broad spectrum. Now, broad spectrum means that there is everything in the entire CBD plant, all the cannabinoids there are there except THC. It has been, I don't know if edit is the right word, but it has been removed as far as possible. And so we can attest to there being 0.000% detected THC in the product. And that is borne out in our certified lab testing and is actually clarified and stated in our certificates of analysis. So all of our products that have CBD in them have been tested and certified by one of the top ISO labs in the country. And we have certificates of analysis or COAs attached to the website that you can always pull up and share with any of your clients, any of your distributors or potential clients, to prove that what we say is in our product is actually in our product. And so it does attest to the fact there's 0.000% of THC, and that is why we lovingly call it our pure hempranium. So broad, that would be broad spectrum. They're 300 milligrams per bottle. And so each drop is roughly 1 milligram. And basically you treat it the same way. You, as you do the Hemp MD or the Power Hempranium, you take 3 drops under your tongue and hold it to 30 to 60 seconds. Now, the thing about the broad spectrum is that it is prepared using nanotechnology. And the nanotechnology means that the molecules are broken down into very, very minute particles. If I'm not mistaken, it's like the size of a hair. And this allows for the CBD to get into the system with a great deal of rapidity, so that it goes in almost immediately, because it does not have to be broken down at all, because it is in such minute, such minute particles. Yeah, I guess I could say particles, that it goes right in. Okay, and then I don't know that I have a picture of the full spectrum hempranium. I'm sorry, let me go back and tell you what the broad spectrum hempranium has in it. This would hold true also for the full spectrum or power hempranium. It has organic hemp seed oil as a carrier. It has organic turmeric oil, organic black seed oil, and organic peppermint, as well as organic MCT coconut oil. Hold on, please. Oh. Okay, sorry. That's folks coming in for their nightly stay in the EE system. Okay, and so now one would say, well, why do you put those other items in it, like the turmeric oil, the black seed, and the peppermint? Well, because those items, those essential oils are highly anti-inflammatory, and so they potentiate the anti-inflammatory properties of the CBD. So it's uh that is one of the things that makes our proprietary formula so effective and beneficial in terms of the health benefits that it supplies. And so the full spectrum is open. Hold on. Already it's open. I'm sorry. That's okay. Okay, just leave it, don't lock it, okay? Yeah, let me come in, don't lock the door. Let me come. So I'm sorry, the Power Hempranium has all of those same ingredients in it, and so I was talking about our proprietary blend. So it actually potentiates, I think I said this, potentiates the health-giving benefits, especially the anti-inflammatory properties, which is of the utmost importance, because if you recall, inflammation is pretty much the basis for all diseases, dysfunctions, and degeneration in the body. So if we can arrest that inflammation, then the body will start to function in a much healthier fashion. And symptoms of disease, dysfunction, and degeneration will start to abate. Okay, so you guys got the information on the effects of the CBD on the endocannabinoid system, how it actually attaches to the receptor sites in the body, especially in the major organs, as well as the periphery, attaches to those receptor sites. And it's like a lock and key situation, and it actually allows the endocannabinoid system to function at its maximum capacity, which is to regulate and modulate all of those other systems that Dr. Knox talked about, and affords them the opportunity to function at their maximum capacity, and allows them to do what they are totally capable of doing when they are at their peak, and that is to be able to heal, to regulate, and regenerate themselves. Okay, so we did broad spectrum hempranium, MMD, and the water soluble. And okay, so then the other few things that we have our power, I don't even know if it's still on the website, but we have our power culinary oil, which has only CBD and the carrier oil, like MCT coconut oil. And this is because if you're going to be using it for culinary purposes, then you probably don't want turmeric oil, black seed, and peppermint in everything that you might want to cook with it. So it affords you the ability to just have the CBD on its own to infuse into your dishes.
Dr. Rogers here.
Oh, is she awesome? Thank you, Brenda. Okay, so excuse me. So, okay, well, Dr. Roz, me close this. Dr. Roz? Take
Yes,
it,
ma'am.
take it away, Dr. Roz. Is everything okay?
Everything's great. Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. Awesome.